Welcome to anyone who's just joining us. This is the webinar on career development after an MBA and a Master of Laws program. My name is Anna Patterson and I'm from the marketing team at the Global Executive Academy, and I'm very happy to be here with you to share with you the career developments of our alumni. So let's take a look at our agenda. For the presentation, I would like to just share an overview of our programs, a little bit about the career services the Global Executive Academy offers its students. I also planned and promised to give you guys some tips on how to advance and enhance your career starting from today. This is some free advice we'd just like to share since we do have an expertise in career development, and we figured why not integrate this into this webinar when this is the hot topic of today. Finally, we have some statistics on the developments of alumni, which I plan to share with you as well. So make use of that chat box and feel free to send me a message or a private message based on the questions you have. So here's an overview of the Global Executive Academy. We are sitting in the heart of Europe, and several of our students actually are flying into Vienna to take part in the courses. And the Global Executive Academy is made up of different elements. We have Master and MBA programs. We have Professional Master programs, and we have certificate programs. We also have an area for executive education for companies where we make custom programs. We are also keen on sharing information about quality. Now, this just sets us apart. So we are triple accredited, and you can definitely refer to these 3 accreditations as the Triple Crown accreditations because less than 1% of business schools worldwide have all 3. And to put that into numbers, that's actually just 100 business schools worldwide. The accreditations are AACSB, which is a North American-based accreditation organization. Then we have EQUIUS, which is a European-based organization. And finally, Mba, which is a UK-based organization. This is where we as a business school have to do our homework and keep up the quality each year. The rankings, on the other hand, are going back to the students' experience of the programs. So the Financial Times will actually interview the Global Executive MBA students who graduated 3 years ago and ask them how did their career develop. And they ask them a series of other questions. And through this, the rankings are generated of 100 Mba programs worldwide. And we're very proud to be number 32. And you can see we are also ranked number 7 for working experience and number 12 for the international course experience. The Economist also has a ranking brought out, and the Global QS Mba ranking. Now a bit about our programs before we move further along. We have Global Executive MBA, Executive MBA Bucharest, and Professional MBA. What is the difference? Well, Executive MBA programs generally are focused on management at a general level, whereas the Professional MBA program is going to be a general management plus a specialization included in the program. And it's generally split down the middle. Half of it will be a specialization and the other half would be the general management part. Our programs last from 16 months to 24 months, and most are based in Vienna with 1 to 3 trips abroad. Our Bucharest program is quite special in the fact that it's based in Bucharest, and this year it's celebrating its 15th anniversary. The specializations of the Professional MBA are varied. We have digital transformation and data science, energy management, entrepreneurship and innovation, finance, marketing and sales, project management, and public auditing, all in English. And Healthcare Management is our German language specialization. The Master of Law programs are seen here. We have the Master of Legal Studies, which is geared towards people without law degrees who want to gain more legal expertise where it overlaps with business matters. We have the LLM in International Tax Law, an English-based program for those interested in international tax law issues. We also have a program that's an LLM on tax law issues in the sense that they're digitized. And this is a very special program we offer as well in 12 months. And finally, we have the Master of Business Law, which is for lawyers who want to get that business expertise. So now that you know a little bit about the programs, let's take a look at how careers are affected and impacted by this program. Well, in all of our executive education programs, we have what's called a Career Accelerator integrated. And this was brought into each and every program by our managing directors. They really were passionate about career change at a hands-on level. And so we took on all of our offerings and we analyzed them. How do they really impact careers? And what came out of this is the fact that it's operating on, let's say, 3 levels. People need to know why, first of all, they are doing the work they do every day. So the getting a little bit about the reasonings, why you're in that job function, why you're working in that industry. And to do that, first of all of our lecturers are asked to do a lot of training in their classrooms. So they'll ask you about personality traits for you or what you think leaders should have as personality traits. And you get 360-degree feedback from the professors, but also from your classmates, and not to mention from yourself, because a lot of times we have what's called learning diaries integrated into the programs, and reflection is automatically part of the program and the leadership process. Peer feedback is what I mentioned, very valuable, but also this personal development on why you are going in the direction that you go. And our professors and career coaches also help you set up a career vision. Now, the second step, of course, is how you're going to succeed. So the know-how to get there, to that career change, is also something that we are hoping to enable in our programs. That is the role we see it. We are your co-pilots, but the career is in your hands, right? So you're the pilot. And what we can offer you there is the knowledge and the skills. We give you that financial management course, and you learn about the tactics to really analyze your financial statements at the end of the year. And perhaps you can see an area that needs improvement just by analyzing the facts, the statements in a different way. We also have continuing education. After you graduate, you're still a member of our Alumni Club. So we have executive insights, which are basically just events where you get to learn and you get these insights. We have lifelong learning days. We have a leadership orchestra, and we also have events with special career competences. So this can be from salary negotiation, job hunting for executive jobs, but also how to network, how to get the most out of your network, and also position yourself for that CEO job. Finally, we give your career that boost to give your really at that fine granular level a boost with your CV and your LinkedIn profile. And the third cornerstone of how the Career Accelerator is integrated into the programs is setting up with who you need to know to succeed. So a huge part of your program is going to be sitting in the classroom or in the digital classroom next to peers. So look at the peer makeup in the future classroom that you're going to be joining. If the average age of the student looks quite young, you probably won't profit as much if you're 34 years old, because it's just going to be a different kind of experience for people who who have so much work experience. So look for a similar group that's about experienced as you are. And what we do is we set you up as well with contacts in the HR and executive search community. Just at the end of this month, all of our students are able to join an online career cafe day where that's going to be taking place. We also set up our students with contacts in the corporate world. We do a lot of company visits when it's a little bit more possible. We have international residencies, and we also have an entrepreneurship cafe where people meet with investors. Finally, we offer these social events just so that you can also be meeting the people you need to know, but let's say at a different level. And these range from the WU Ball to the Summerfest to online lounges and offline events, and our platform WU EA Connect, which is a little bit like Facebook for executives. So that's about it. And the platform looks like this. It basically shows you some upcoming events, but also some community news, some people you would need to know, and we have a selected job listing here of 4 executive level jobs. Now, the Alumni Club that I mentioned is really made up of a special group of people, and this is also part of that third bracket, know who to succeed. So we have 45,000 members, meaning they have done an MBA or a Master of Laws or an executive education program for executives. And they've gone through that same experience as you, and they kind of know how it feels to be at the WU Executive Academy. So we like to connect everyone in multiple ways. We have the LinkedIn network, we have that platform WU EA Connect, and we have different roles. So a little bit about that. There's hub managers in many different cities worldwide. We have an international advisory board who meets regularly to plan the events and the vision of this club. We have 15 career partners, and we also have 143 alumni ambassadors. And these are the former class presidents. So let's get into how to enhance your career. And please, if you have any questions, throw them out there in the chat. I'd be really happy to get some questions. So this might not come as a surprise, but we definitely see that there are 3 ways to enhance your career, or three areas that you can work on, and the impact would be definitely big on your career. Take a look at your passion, first of all. What drives you? What are your goals? Are you doing something you love? Because if you're not, you're probably not going to be as good at it as if it was something you really were passionate about. So passion is a big cornerstone of great careers. Another thing, take a look at your skills. I mean, if you're working always to continuously improve your strengths, this is probably going to be great for your career and a little bit quicker for you to get success than if you were trying to keep on balancing out your weaknesses. I mean, yeah, we can all do that to a certain point. That's why we go to grammar school. That's why we go to high school. And to some extent, that's why we do our first university degrees, so that we get this level of soft skills, but also hard skills, and then we're ready to go. And I think as an adult, as a mature adult, you can now focus on your strengths, and you can really say, okay, what am I really good at? What makes me different than Joe over there? And then you can sort of develop your own unique selling proposition, your USP. And finally, put that USP though into a context, right? Think about something that will be needed. If you are a great philosopher, this might be super valuable for your friends, but it might not have long-term success in terms of exchanging of dollars and euros, right? Because if the context isn't there, if there's no market for for philosophers, then it would be hard to make a successful career out of this skill that you're good at. I'd like to take a little bit now to answer a question that just came in. So thank you very much for that question. Regarding networking opportunities within alumni and MBA students, are there also networking possibilities between different professional MBA groups? Yes, we do and make this happen. For instance, at the beginning of each of the professional MBA programs, we have a kickoff, which is where all the groups mix and mingle, and it's a huge group. It's 100 people roughly. And then these groups are made into smaller groups of around 35 students, and they do the MBA journey for the first half together. And also, we have the possibility to mix outside of the professional MBA with other executive MBA students, but also students from the law programs in the events that I mentioned. So at the VU Ball, or at the Summer Fest, the summer party, or also at the VU Executive Insights, those guest speaker events. Those are the days that you can really mix and match. Great question, though. And to go back to the alumni, so we check out like what else they have. We have looked at what else is available to them, and we've seen we have these workshops for gaining a personalized career path, and we also offer career planning tools for our current students. There's the Mba toolkit, which is a really great tool. It's its own platform of itself, but we are giving access to our students because we, as university, are part of the Mba accreditation network. We have the Career Accelerator program, which I described earlier, and we have career videos from the expert Lars Meidel. Negotiation skills is something a lot of managers and executives need to enhance, so we offer special workshops on this, even in particular with online negotiation training. We have networking events here that I just listed in the past, but we also have the team of going global with your career. So we connect you on residencies with contacts on the ground in China, if that's where you're looking to expand to. We visit companies in Shanghai. I mean, this is the largest port worldwide. And we all know recently what can happen when certain ports are impacted by catastrophic events, and blockages can last for a week and really change up world trade. And we're bringing students to the busiest port in the world in Shanghai. But let's see, we also have self-assessment exercises. So this is where a lot of reflection is going to be coming in. We have the Mba toolkit here as well, but we also have career partners coming in. And one of them is Sandra Biche. She is a Polish woman living in Portugal, founded the company Career Angels about 15 years ago, I would say. And she specialized in the area of executive jobs. And she's really an expert in her field. She does a lot of market research on LinkedIn and publishes her findings quite often. So she gives us a lot of tools that we pass on. She does a lot of webinars for the alumni and student community. And we also help these students make a development plan for their careers. Finally, we offer workshops on how to put together the perfect job application. This one coming up at the end of April is an example where we're going to show you, okay, how to really shorten that cover letter, how to make it so that you shine brightest, but also how to make your personality stand out. Finally, we have building your own brand as a hot topic for our events. We know that this is very important for the self-employed people as well. And we have industry insights offered in different types of events. And we do this for a range of industries. But we also have new career paths that we bring in when we have guest speakers. And they've done panel discussions on family-run businesses or interim managers, how that works. We also have events for people who are trying to transition to Austria and gain jobs here and how that works. We call this the Making It in Austria group. And yeah, we have a lot of passionate people in different career areas. And again, our job is to bring you, set you up with the connection, and as your co-pilot, assist you. And in the end, that change is you. You're making that first connection. You're the one networking. You're the one following up with people on LinkedIn and continuing the conversation after the evening ends. You know, this is like how you create that career change in the end. The soft skills are one very important thing I'd like to mention, what people get from an MBA or Master of Law programs. These range from team competence and this sense of, leadership of diverse teams. We also have the strengthening of leaders who are looking to be really resilient. And in times now where a lot is changing, this is a skill that has been in high demand. We're looking to create and challenge leaders, right? So the programs are challenging, but at the end of the day, when you've completed a part-time MBA next to a job, you can really pat yourself on the back and be proud of all that work. For 16 months, you've been working double time, and I think that's recognized by many employers after the program. Another thing we offer in terms of soft skills is this inspiration. You're going to be meeting up with a lot of cool people from different environments, maybe different social statuses than you were used to, but also different countries. And you're going to be expanding your horizons in that sense. And we're along there to guide you. We're also looking to strengthen the level of Shapa, let's say, from our student body. So we ask you to really think outside the box, get out of your comfort zone, and try new things. So we have a lot of workshops that sound a little crazy, right? Dirty innovation, but it's really to get people to think and act differently. And we're also really impressed by the amount of knowledge transferred into everyday business after these workshops and courses. Other soft skills that you would gain include self-reflection, feedback giving. As a team leader, this is really important to give feedback correctly, right? So you'll have a lot of chance to practice in the programs, and you'll also have chance to receive feedback from your peers. And I remember reading, actually, this was one of the most valuable things people would mention after a particular course where there's a lot of feedback sessions. This is one thing that the students really, really care about. Well, we also offer you the networking to do with other people on equal footing. So for us, every one of our students is at the same level, and we just like to set you up with the connections. Hard skills are also, of course, a part of each and every program. So this is a wrap and shows a little bit of the hard skills offered, from getting the big picture ideas of different subject matter material, to also thinking strategically, to solving cases across the entire MBA journey or in one particular module. We also ask you to be setting the right priorities for 16 months. So it's not going to be easy, but it's definitely going to be worth it. We finally ask some people who are doing the data science program, for instance, to get a basic understanding of programming. And we ask many of our students to be able to use big data or new technologies. And particularly in our executive MBA programs and also in the professional MBA finance specialization, we'll be carving out that strong finance skill that was just buried inside of you and you didn't even know. And that's what we offer in the programs, from hard skills to soft skills. I would like to move on now to a little bit about backing all this up with some statistics. So if you have any questions in the meantime, again, I'm Anna, and I really would be happy to get a few questions. So the career transforming journey, we entitled this based on the survey results of our alumni that we took from them in 2019. We surveyed students that graduated between 2015 and 2018. They ended up coming back with us to saying, yeah, the most valuable career services they gained were from the social network and also the networking opportunities and their executive search partners that they met. When asked if they made positive career steps, oh yeah, over 75% of them answered yes, they did. And how this really played out, well, 47% basically got a new position and 37% got a new employer. So they even made that big leap into a new company. But also in the middle here, 12% did decide to start their own company. And we applaud these people who are looking to do that. I know it's not easy, but we have a lot of cool ideas in the minds of many students, and often enough, this is just the last push they need to start the business. In addition to the career change, a lot of other developments also take place. So additional responsibility does happen as well. We have people taking on different roles, like additional roles though. So I talked to one alumna, Kirsten Knapp. She is in HR and she was working for Puma Energy for many, many years. She did the Global Executive Mba, and after she graduated, she actually got to be on the advisory board for a nonprofit organization. And she really fulfilled a goal that she had been, reaching for quite some time. And she was passionate about this nonprofit organization, and they basically acknowledged her passion and now her expertise and gave her this advisory board role. So we also have another development that comes in with higher earnings. 59% of the alumni surveyed said, yeah, we had higher earnings. And the average salary increase was 30%. Let's take a look now at some statements that some of our alumni are sharing with us. This here one from Thomas basically was talking about his experience in the global team project. And for him, basically, this is like the culmination of the Global Executive Mba. So they come together with executive students from the USA, from China, and from Austria as well, and they're making a business plan. And he said, it gave me the opportunity to work on a challenge my company is currently facing. At the end of the day, we created a new approach for an innovative business model, considering in-depth global aspects, right? Because he got the influence of his Chinese colleagues and his American colleagues. And in the end of the day, he gained a lot out of this task. And he really would be available also to explain more about you if you'd like to get in touch. Here's another quote from Rita. Rita actually has a different kind of background. So she said, as a lawyer, no one thinks of giving you a managerial position unless it's legal. But the Executive MBA highlighted my skill set, opened my doors, and highlighted my capabilities. The Global Executive MBA both taught me the theory and supporting research behind good business, allowing me to gain the executive position I have now, as well as providing a supportive and far-reaching network to ensure future successes. And we really wish her good luck. She's now the managing director of a huge group in the banking sector. And you can see that this sort of program allowed her to make that leap of moving up. And we have some questions coming in, and I'm going to be just saving them for the end, but keep them coming. We have another statement here from Pavel, and he's running the Rent-A-Car organization out in Czech Republic, and he basically said, thanks to the MBA, I've the know-how that I can put to good use in my job on a daily basis. He often consults his MBA documents, and really, I remember hearing a story from him at one of our events, saying that he would used to come back from Vienna, and he would be returning to Prague and saying to his colleagues and to his team members, so, okay, guys, we got to get all this implemented. And he would bring out a list of to-dos that he had just brainstormed during his 4 days back in Vienna. So it really got things rolling at his office. Finally, this gentleman, Florian, said that the program teaches you real-world knowledge and skills in a manner that's clear and easy to understand. And the lecturers in general make an excellent job of conveying subject matter expertise in a vivid and highly practical way. I bring this up, this quote, because this is executive education. This is what it should be. This is it in a nutshell. It should not be theoretical, only 100% lectures. It should be really practical so that you can return to your job on Monday and use it. That's the idea, and that's our philosophy behind how we teach. So I'm very happy to be moving now to the question and answer session. I'm so happy to see that some questions came in. And the first question actually has to do with, can I apply for an MBA program without work experience straight after the bachelor's degree? Well, unfortunately, no. In our programs, the working experience is a prerequisite. It's 3 years for the Professional Mba and 5 years for Executive MBA. And this is really going to be the leveling ground for all participants, because they have to then discuss the managerial topics that they're going to be facing in the classroom, but really relating it to their jobs. And if we didn't require career history, then it would be too theoretical for just, let's say, graduates of bachelor programs. So that's why I would suggest stay on hold, sign up for our newsletter, but just, keep in contact, and in 3 years' time, it would be probably good and the right time for you to make that next step. But we can also have a conversation later. And another question that came in related to the international residency that we're taking in China. So this comment actually was a little bit asking in a critical way, why China, if China is a little bit the right option to go to. And we would like to say for that, well, why not? Why not go to China? Why not talk to Chinese managers of companies? If you think something is not going the right way, is it the right managerial approach to just ignore it and not ask these questions? So it is a very exciting place to go to, because exactly that will be happening on the ground. You will be able to discuss, and you might not get the answers you want, but at least you're going to be on the ground seeing China for your own and being able to make the future decisions on your own. So we had another question that came in about Professional MBA. Yes, the Professional MBA does include a thesis. She or he asks, should this thesis be made in our current company, or can we consider a different domain? For instance, people interested in diversifying. And I would say it is definitely your choice. If you would like to learn about a different area because you're passionate about it, and then that is totally okay. It has to still fulfill the same academic standards as another topic, but the topic behind that paper is up to you. So let me know if that answers your questions to both of you. We have another question that came in. I'm at career transition phase right now. Would WU assist me in the same with special consideration to local opportunities during the MBA program that could assist me in getting some experience, as well as assist me in finances? Well, to answer this, I think this is a twofold question. So getting experience, if this is the question you're asking, so we have job boards, and that's one way where you can gain new experience in different fields. If you're talking about getting experience, interview experience, we can definitely set you up with career coaches. Sometimes we might even bring an event in called Pitching Yourself, where you would be practicing this self-presentation and getting experience there. If you refer to finances in terms of financing your MBA journey, then yes, we also have available options there for you. We have partial scholarships, and we also have payment by installments, and we also have a link to a lot of more scholarship opportunities from other sources on our homepage. So, and comment just came in that somebody has to step out. Thank you for attending, and please get in touch. For those of you that have to leave, please get in touch with me. Here's my email. If you have any questions after this, then send me a message. Okay, so we also had another question coming in what format are the learning materials going to be provided to me? Well, this is definitely nowadays in book format, but also digitalized, right? So we have a learning platform which we make use of, and that's where a lot of the exchange is going to take place when you're not in the classroom. It's called Moodle. Some of you might be familiar with the platform Moodle, but if you're not familiar, it's pretty easy to use. And we do also still use old-fashioned books. They haven't lost their appeal here. And what we do is we basically give you the book for your next class, the class before that. So you have the time to read it up until that class in the future. All right, so we still have 5 more minutes of time, and I would like to invite you to make use of that before we step off into the weekend. A question that just came in, yes, what are the deadlines to apply? That is a great question, and right now we have the beginning of April. So if you would like to apply for the Professional Mba programs, then please make note in your heads to apply before June 30th. If you're looking to apply for the Executive Mba Bucharest program or the Master of Legal Studies or the LLM, then also please apply by June 30th. This just makes it easier for us to set up all those interviews that take place afterwards with the academic directors to check your materials and to finally, when you get accepted, do all those steps up to your first day. If you're interested in the Global Executive Mba, well, the program started today. So the next year's cohort is starting next year at the beginning of April. And if you want to save, I know there'll be an early bird rate, probably until the end of August. So make use of that, apply before the end of August, and you'll save some bucks. All right, we have some questions coming in. So are there opportunities to cooperate with other participants of the MBA during the study, for example, in joint projects or tasks? Yes, we have part of the evaluation is group work. So this is an inherent part of the MBAs that you'll be set up to do certain group work projects, and you'll be meeting with the other participants. Actually, we do this in a very formalized way. We don't just randomly put you in groups. At your application, we ask you, what type of role do you usually see yourself in? So are you the group motivator? Are you more the deadline manager? or are you more the alpha dog? And we make sure to balance these roles so that there aren't, 5 out of 5 people are alpha dogs in one group, because that would just call for disaster. But we mix them up, and we put people in different groups. And we also take into account the country of residence. That way you can mix up your context quite a lot. So another question came in: how about the visa process assistance? Can international students continue to stay in Vienna? We have what's called visa invitation letters. Once you're accepted into the program, you would get this, and that way you would bring this to the Austrian embassy in your country, apply for the visa, and in all cases, it always works. We have a good reputation. The Vienna University of Economics and Business is well known, and if you're an officially accepted student, this is good enough for the Austrian embassy to give you a visa. Now, what type of visa they give you, this is where the things differ. So it really depends. If you're just going to get a small trip visa, like this makes sense because our classes are part-time. So if you're looking to get a long stay visa, then it might not work out because our schedule doesn't allow us to give basically full range, but we actually add this information into our invitation letter, and then it's up to the embassy in these countries to interpret that. And that's where students are always able to come to class, no doubt, but it depends on how the embassy basically sets you up with what type of visa. After the MBA, we have that class, we have that group called Making It in Austria. And yeah, a lot of people do get jobs here, and they really use that tight network that they've gained to find those open areas and really get help from different companies. So we have another question about, in view of the COVID situation, this person sees it as a risk that compromises some benefits like networking, career coaching, branding. What is VU's backup plan in the worst case the situation should remain as it is now? Well, thank you for that question. This is basically the plan B, right? We've been operating on plan B since last March, and this is just constantly changing, but it's working. We have had students come to class, have class on campus. That happened in July and a little bit in the fall. Then we had to go back to online learning and online modules. So this is the plan that's in effect now. I've prepared some slides because I was wondering when this question was coming. This is what it looks like. You can see we have students in the class and in the video feed, right? So this is what's called our hybrid mode. And hybrid is just a way to make it possible for, okay, country A has travel restrictions, but country B doesn't. And country C, we're not sure. So we in Austria, if we can hold class on campus, we're going to do it. And that's how students are able to come to class. And we've refitted our classrooms basically with the best technology that's out there. We have microphones and speakers that avoid interfeed, those annoying beeps and noises that sometimes come up. We also have new camera positioned in the room so that the participants who are online really feel that they're best able to interact in this new digital format. So I hope that answers your questions. We're going to move on to the next one. If not, keep them coming. Does the Professional MBA final thesis have internship opportunities? The final thesis is a way to bring about your material that you've gained in a sort of academic style. So there isn't an internship attached to that. No, most of our students are already working when they've started the MBA or the Master of Laws, and the other half, the other 5% aren't working, are looking for jobs and in transition, but that's quite normal. So next question, how successful has the MBA program been with senior people over 50 years old trying to boost or change careers path? Well, for this question, I would say I can put you best in touch with a former alumna. She's called Martina Ernst, and she did the program, the Global Executive Mba, and she can tell you from her own insights how that went. All that I can say is that the program is going to be setting you up with the tools to make a change, and it basically can happen if you see that there's a need to change, then you're going to be coming into the MBA with a certain mental drive. And I think there's not going to be something holding you back just because you're over 50. All right, so I hope that answered your question. We have another question that came in from somebody who is interested in the Mba program, is with her 48 years of age, calling herself a little more experienced, and she's eager to develop more. Again, I would say that this is definitely not an issue. We have our Global Executive Mba cohort starting today with a 48-year-old and with somebody in their 50s. I met them a while back because we did a welcome presentation for them, and we can actually put you in touch with them. We just have to ask them first if that's okay, but to share their email address, right? But we can definitely do that. So hit me up if you would like to get in touch with these students and hear from their perspectives. We also have another question that came in on out of classroom events, like career events and networking. This person is asking what happens to these in-person events like the WU Ball. So in these cases, they cannot be held. Right now we have a lockdown in Vienna. So some of these things are moving into a different format, an online format. And some of these, like a ball, you can't hold a ball over the internet. As fabulous as it would be to show up to you all in an evening gown, it doesn't always work in the same way that a ball is intended to work. So those are canceled, yeah. And we just hope that next January we can put on another WU Ball, because it was the first time in history that it had been canceled. But other things grow out of this situation. For the first time, we're going to have a talent show. It's supposed to be happening this month, and it's going to be taking place in a hybrid format. So the performers are going to be on stage, the jury is going to be there, but there's going to be, a very, very, very limited audience live. But online, the audience is expanded. It's endless, and we haven't had a talent show ever before. So, I mean, I know this is a little bit aside from career development, but these are just examples. We've also moved our career cafe day to an online format, and the amount of slots booked from students, last year we had it for the first time online, and the amount of slots booked went through the roof. We never had reached full capacity, but since it moved online, people realized they are gaining so much. They're saving so much time going to this event that they decided to just book all the slots, because they would be meeting with more career coaches. And it really had an effect that this year's event is increased the amount of career coaches available. So this is how we are adapting to the new environment. But great question. I mean, yeah, COVID has really changed up the rules for how to do business and how to do MBA. And I think the best way to summarize it is just to be looking out for change, because change is going to be the only thing staying the same. All right, well, I just looked at the clock and it looks like we are coming to an end of our presentation. So if you have liked this presentation, also feel free to give me some feedback on this. Send me an email and we can put you in touch with some of those experienced students, and also put you in touch with somebody, maybe if you're looking to move to Austria and find a job here. These are situations that motivate students to do an MBA or a law program. I've seen that in their application forms, and it's a very common, it's actually career change is the second most common motivation to apply for our programs after knowledge acquisition. And it makes sense, right? Because you've already done a bachelor's degree, but you've reached a certain point in your career now after 15 years of experience where you're like, hey, wait, management is really that tool that I'm missing, or that legal connection to business is that area of law that I don't have. And you come back to business school to gain that. So that makes sense, right? But the other side of it is that you want to have the benefit for your investment, right? You want to have that output. You want to have that change, and it's going to happen to your career, or you expect it to happen. And that's why you're applying. So it was wonderful to meet you all in this format. Again, greetings from Vienna, and please stay safe out there. Take care. I hope to hear from you. Bye.